Hello again. This is Dr. Arnold Shapiro with session 41 of my series, Breathing Easy, Brief Relaxation Techniques for Busy People. We are using relaxors to induce the relaxation response and counter the stress response. Relaxors are soothers that come in many kinds. I'd like to remind you that brief relaxation techniques are designed for busy people on busy days. Most of the techniques take a minute or two. Some of them take less than a minute, and they are meant to be fitted into the transition point days. Transition points are things like when you wake up, when you go to sleep, before you have a meal, when you get home, that kind of thing, the transition points in the day. All right, so lately, most recently, we've been working with the concepts of deepening techniques and inducing techniques. Inducing techniques are techniques that are bold, fairly rapid sequence of relaxors, and are meant to induce relaxation from a position of tension. Once you have some relaxation going from the first technique, from an inducing technique, then you can go into a deepening technique, which is more subtle. It has a slower sequence of relaxors. So that's I'm recommending that you use inducing techniques and then deepening techniques. So the previous session, we went over the inducing technique of go to your cabin, which I will review right now. And it's using the letters of the word cabin, C-A-B-I-N, to make the sequence, going right through those letters. C for close your eyes. A for adjust your posture. B for breathe slowly and deeply, 3 breaths, approximately 4 count on the in-breath, 4 count on the out-breath. I for imagine a peaceful scene. And N for nurture yourself. Nurture yourself can be rubbing the back of your neck with soft strokes. The deepening technique from last week was the face relaxation. And the brief review of that is some breaths sent to the lips, some breaths sent to the eyes. So the inhale is what you say to yourself, lips on the inhale. Exhale, soft, inviting the lips to go one step softer. Inhale, lips. Exhale, soft. Inhale, lips. Exhale, soft like a pillow. Inhale, lips. Exhale, soft like a quilt. Inhale, lips. Exhale, soft like silk. The next 5 breaths are devoted to the eyes. Inhale, eyes. Exhale, soft. Inhale, eyes. Exhale, soft like a pillow. Inhale, eyes. Exhale, soft like a quilt. Inhale, eyes. Exhale, soft like silk. Inhale, eyes. Exhale, soft like kitten fur or downy feathers. Okay, so we will go on with 2 new techniques. The inducing technique today is progressive relaxation, and that is a sequence of tightenings and loosenings that we do with muscle groups, starting with the feet and ending with the head. Um, the tightening is held for 4 to 5 seconds, and I recommend a rapid breathing process um, with the holding of the tension. So let's say we're going to, and as an example, raise our shoulders and hold them tense. Breathe about 1 second breaths. And then drop the shoulders. So you're counting seconds, and then on the 5th second, you're dropping the shoulders. So that's the way I'd like to do all the muscle groups. Um, and we will add that the breaths are being sent to the tension. So let's start with the feet now. We're going to cock our feet upward, like the toes towards the ceiling. Your feet are on the floor and your toes are up towards the ceiling to make the tension in the top of the feet, the front of the ankles, and the front sides of the shins. So while you're holding that tension, breathe into it. And release, suddenly release. Okay, so what we're doing is breathing into the tension to help us ride the tension, to help us go through the tension. When we release, we're also going to notice the relaxation that occurs when we release. And you can also notice a little warmth occurs in those muscles that you were tensing. So look for that little warmth sensation after you release. The next muscle group we will do is the quadriceps, the top of the thighs. And we're going to press our heels into the floor and forward to get the quadriceps to be tense. You want them to be tense, but not enough to force your chair backward, just the right amount of tension. Breathe into that tension now. And release. Okay, now we're going to do the hamstrings, the muscles in the back of the thighs. We're going to push our heels down and backward into the floor to make the hamstrings tight. And we're going to send some breaths to the tightness of the hamstrings. And release. The next muscle group we will do is the spine. We will make the spine tense by making our top of our heads go as tall as we can get it to go. And that makes the entire spine tense. So breathe into the tension of the entire spine now. And release. Okay, the next muscle group we will do is the shoulders. We are going to raise our shoulders straight up towards the ears, 2/3 of our strength, and start breathing and sending the breaths to the tension parts that we have. And release. The next muscle group we will do is the wrists. Put the hands flat on the lap and cock the wrists backward, the fingers up towards the ceiling, and feel the tension in the backs of the hands, top of the wrists, tops of the forearms. Breathe into that tension. And release. Hands flop down. The next thing we'll do is face our palms towards each other while still having and make two fists. So we got fists at 2/3 of our strength, and we're going to feel the tension in the hands, the wrists, and the forearms. And breathe into the tension. and release. Now we will tense up the upper arms by doing the same thing we just did, the fists, plus we're going to put tension into our upper arms as if we're showing off our muscles to the person next to us. So we got the whole arms tense now, from the fingers to the shoulders. And we're going to breathe into that whole pattern of tension. And release. So everything back down to the lap. Okay. The last muscle groups we will do will not be tensings and releasings. They will be an alternative. Instead of tensing and releasing the neck, which there are exercises to do so, I don't do them. Instead, I do slow motion movements of the neck in the comfort zone as an alternative. So you can nod the expression yes in a slow motion. In the comfort zone. Now you could nod the expression no in the comfort zone, meaning you're not turning it past the comfort zone. You're staying in the comfort zone and just making the movement. So this is the kind of thing you would do with any joint that you don't want to tense due to maybe pain in the joint. You would just do this loosening rather than tensing. The last muscle group we will do is the jaw. And again, there are exercises to tighten the jaw and release. Skip those. Just open and close the jaw a few times, slowly. Okay, so we can open our eyes now, and that is the deepening technique today. So again, practice these, an inducing technique followed by a deepening technique, and we'll see you again next